I do think Christmas needs to be every 2 years, but that is a conversation for... Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of...
Stay hydrated. First thing in the morning, tired and yawning. What you gonna do?
Stay hydrated.
Number one.
With
My brother Christopher Hall.
and my sister Elizabeth Hall. Welcome to the show.
We'll get better at that.
We'll get better at that.
Yeah.
Although
Will we?
I don't want to set the anticipation too
It's
high
true.
for mastering the intro.
It's true. It might be that forever.
It might be that
Which
for a
I'd be
while.
okay with, actually.
Yeah, I think, the strive for perfection is too great in this life.
Yeah, we're here to accept, acknowledge.
Where we are.
And love. You know what I mean?
And growing and changing.
Living and laughing.
And loving.
Learning.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Some of you might be here because you meant to be here. Some of you might have stumbled across this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And who are we for those people?
We are just a brother and sister.
Hey.
From England.
Nice.
I think I've gone too...
You've gone too... Yeah, you've zoomed out too much.
Yeah, that's my bad.
We are a brother and sister. You might have seen us on the internet,
Yes.
on your social media apps, doing
The background singers.
background singer silly dances.
Yes.
I'm going to take away the silly.
Hey,
I'm going to take away silly.
don't say that about your own choreography, Chris.
I'm going to say
It's
sophisticated.
2025.
Yeah.
Sophisticated. Okay, maybe sophisticated.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa. No, I'm on side.
Zoomed out too much. So that's where some of you might have notarized us from, which thank you to touch on that. That was like something we didn't plan on ever being like the bit that it like has been.
No, I moved home probably like 2 years ago now from Florida. Moved in with Chris in London. And then Chris had already made a significant career change, I'd say, from choreography, which you still do now, but into stand-up, hadn't you?
Yeah.
And kind of started doing stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, like comedy videos on the internet. Nothing untoward,
Yeah.
you guys.
But hey, us also, what's wrong with OF?
No,
What's wrong with OF?
We'll see you in 2 years.
I
Christopher Hall,
also, the
OnlyFans.
amount of boys, sometimes you'll just be like scrolling through things and then like people that I've just known like whatever, just throughout the years, and they're just like, hey, check out my LinkedIn, check out my link tree. And I'm like, God, everybody is doing
Get
the
into
OF.
it.
I mean,
Get into it.
I mean, truly.
I mean, here's the thing about OnlyFans. If you didn't have to go like, guys, I'm doing OnlyFans to get people to go onto it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But
You
I
have
feel-
to tell people you're doing it. You can't do it like with an alien. Yeah.
But
yeah,
you're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, look, because I'd get one view.
Right.
But I feel there's something about, having to go like, I'm on OF to like people I went to primary school with that I've
Right.
forgotten follow me.
Yeah.
But also get into it.
Also, why not?
Yeah.
But also, I would feel shy.
I would feel shy too.
Yeah. This is our podcast. Thank you for being here. We're very excited.
We are.
We've been trying to do a podcast together for, I would say, like 6 years.
I literally was about to say, I'm going to say 7. So 6.
Okay, so 6.5.
6.5.
Let's
there we go.
compromise. Let's compromise.
There we are.
Meet in the middle. And it was going to be all kinds of stuff. It was when you were living abroad.
Yeah.
We kept being like, I'm sure we could figure something out. We could do something. We could do like a check-in, catch up. And you were living in Florida and I was living in London. So we'd have quite different weekly...
quite different schedules.
Quite different schedules.
Quite different lives.
Just different things would be happening.
Please don't forget the one draft recording of the Survivor podcast.
Oh.
May she rest in peace.
But also... Maybe she comes back. Maybe
I think we put a pin in that.
I think she's in a coma, and we might be able to, or she's cryogenically frozen, and we're going to be able to deep freeze her.
I think that's
deep
true.
thaw her, because I think the Survivor recap podcast might be able to happen.
So Chris
I was doing
started
things
doing
on the
comedy.
internet. Yeah. I was doing comedy videos, comedy content,
And then one night it was like 1 a.m. Sorry, we've probably told this story to a million people.
times, but we're going to do it again on our terms.
This one's for us, okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
I can't stop doing that voice.
Which one?
We'll get back into it. This one.
What
Babe.
is that one?
Babe.
Oh, who is that voice?
I don't know. I think it's me and my friend Kez,
Yeah.
but it's now just become, babe, get out of the way. It's just become daily life for me. And it's too close to just like being annoying. So I'll do it in public and be like, oh, she just thinks I'm annoying now.
Yeah, but I think that's okay. I think, why do we care what strangers think? But also,
But also,
you're annoying. And And maybe over the course of the
oh God, it won't leave.
the pod.
It won't leave.
Yeah, maybe
Episode
we'll be
100.
here at Christmas being like, wow, still keeping that.
Could we leave that in 2025?
Yeah. Whoa. Can you imagine? What was I? Sorry, where was I when like it was the start of January and I went to see a panto and they were like, it's only 11 months till Christmas again. And I was like, too soon. Like,
Right.
as in, I need it to be. I do think Christmas needs to be every 2 years, but that is a conversation for.
I've never thought about that, but would that just give me a bit more time?
I need more time in between.
I'd love just a cold December wrapped up.
Yeah.
And maybe the thought is like, I'm going to have like a bath this afternoon. And that's the 25th of December.
You wouldn't even know what the 25th of December is
Wow.
because there's a 24 month. You wouldn't even register. Maybe actually I'm going to rename like another 12 set of months.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So
Oh.
you wouldn't get to like December
it's like
and like
Bobember.
yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
November,
you wouldn't be like,
December.
oh, this is like the Christmas is December. December just comes every 24 months.
Oh my God, that's so iconic. Please.
Yeah.
Let's
Absolutely.
go back 2 conversations ago, back to our origin story.
Right.
which
and then
was-
then we started I had the idea for a background singer.
Yeah. We'd been to see
Character
Muna,
bit.
the band.
Oh,
And
shout out.
I'm sober now, but damn, did we get blackout.
You,
We,
you just moved home from the States.
yeah.
And we'd gone to Bristol for Muna.
Yeah.
And shout out going to a city. If you have the means,
Yeah.
traveling to a city that's not London for a gig.
Super fun.
It makes it like such an event.
yeah.
And obviously like work depending and like if you have like we stayed with our friend in Bristol so the accommodation was like okay.
It was lovely.
It was amazing. Oh yeah, it was like not it was
Yeah. It was, we didn't have to think about it.
free. Yeah.
Period.
And then when I went back to Bristol, you know, when you like recount a story to someone and they're like, it's not funny. I was just like, me and Elizabeth was so drunk here. And like Tegan was like,
Okay.
cool. Like,
Right.
like I was like, and then me and Elizabeth couldn't get a lime scooter because we were so drunk.
we
And
tried to get
everyone
a
was
lime
like, that's
scooter.
not funny. But like, it was really special to us because you just moved home. We went to see Muna. We got so drunk.
We had a bottle of
And
wine
we were
before went, and then
crying.
kept going.
We were just crying through Muna because like I was so happy that you'd moved home because you'd been away for like 3-4 years.
4 years.
Over COVID.
Yeah.
It like was rubbish.
And I went to the merch stand and was like, hi, I need 2 t-shirts and 2 stickers. And they were literally like, why are you crying?
Calm down. Yeah.
Like, stop fucking crying. And then I was like putting these t-shirts in my bum bag and was like, guys, I got us t-shirts. Like, it was just such a mess, but we had so much fun.
Yeah.
And then like
So
3
then we
days
did
later,
then we did the Muna video.
we did the Muna video.
Which did which you know successfully coasted through the internet to Muna.
To Muna,
they
which
commented,
was-
and then the rest is.
I thought that was the moment we were
History.
like, oh, we'll do another one.
We'll do another
Muna's
one.
seen her.
And then we'll do
Muna's
another
seen
one, and we'll do another one, and
her. And here we are.
they did wonderfully, and we're very 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 always like it's like
Grateful and shocked.
very shocked, just like everything that's happened. We've like obviously met some. Well, it's not obvious. It's not obvious. I'm telling people, some people, but we have like done some videos with some like incredible artists. We've been on TV and all over,
Which
and
was
it's
the
been-
most horrifying experience of my life.
It was pretty stressful, but it was
pretty
it was
stressful.
great with our Joel
With our Joel.
and our Will Best.
Must
Whoa,
be
couple
cool.
of hunks. Shout out.
Couple of hunks.
But yes, it's been amazing, and then and we're very 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 grateful, and you know hopefully what happens in 2025, who knows?
Well,
Who knows?
We do know that this podcast will come
But this is definitely happening. This is definitely happening for sure. So yes, that's why people might know us. I'm a comedian. You're a musician,
Musician.
and
also a criminologist.
also a criminologist. So hey, the conversations
Future
are gonna
criminologist.
get deep.
Yeah.
Look around you. This is happening. What can people expect? A phrase really sort of is vibrant for me that our producer said, wow, you talk about everything and nothing, which I think is cool.
Probably for both of us could be kind of taken into our daily lives.
Nonsense and full of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything and nothing at the same time, I think is an interesting take.
Yeah, I would say that. I think Sometimes we're going to come in with a topic, maybe. Sometimes we're going to come in with some friends.
Yeah, we have some really fun guests coming up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be guests. Sometimes it's just going to be just the Sibs.
It's just the Sibs, which, Jesus Christ, you know.
I don't know why you're bringing him into this. Whoa.
But, well, no, Jesus is with us in every room.
They, them.
They, them. No, but what I was going to say, I was making a joke that, like, we spend too much time together, but now it's flopped, so no worries.
Hey, why don't you try again? And I'll yes and you.
I'm going to go ahead and say you took the wind out of my sails a little bit, but it's totally
joke.
fine. Well, okay.
The wind out your sails, but I'm the wind beneath your wings. I do think that the podcast.
Okay.
Also, I think it has room to grow. I'm excited to do this project with you.
Me too. Also,
we want it to kind of grow organically. Bring guests in. And I think we will, gang, stick with us. I think we will learn on the job. We want it to be super fun. We want it to be something you can put on your commute. On the train, in the car, while you're cleaning.
May I say we're here for feedback?
No, I don't think we need too much feedback. We'll get it.
Okay.
When something doesn't work, we'll know.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. But
no,
if
maybe something
if there's a topic you want to hear about,
something constructive, some ideas.
Yeah, I'm not saying roast us online, but if there's something you really want to hear us talk about, if there's something like that, you know, and we maybe will get back to it. We
kind of like the idea of it growing into like a we're both sort of online a lot. You're a big YouTube of the 2010s fan.
That's definitely how they definitely brought me up, I would say.
They brought you up. I love the YouTubes as well. We want this to maybe to come a little bit of a chat show.
Yeah.
And then it will start here and then eventually
live at the
BBC
Apollo.
3 and then live at the Apollo, yeah. But yeah, so we want it to be a fun, you know, there's some crazy stuff happening outside and we're just gonna shoot the shit.
Yeah. We want it to be kind of fun, safe space.
Did we mention it's fun?
It's really fun. Sometimes it'll have a direction and sometimes it won't.
I find this time of year okay, something I do have qualms with in London.
Okay.
Is the different places where you can get iced coffee and not. There's certain coffee shops that don't do iced. Fine. There's certain coffee shops that do iced. You know?
Right.
Right.
Does anyone not do iced?
Pret, half of them do and half of them don't. Fine. I get it. Some of these storefronts are very small.
Sure.
And you don't have room for an ice machine. And like we as a whole culture, like not everyone ices up their coffee.
Yeah, that's
as opposed
true.
to other places. We're not that hot as a place.
Sure.
Where I find pause is when the goalposts change and you go into I now know which ones on my routes to work, in my haunts.
Sure. Your regular
I
haunts.
know where does iced and doesn't.
Sure.
Yeah, if I know I definitely need an ice today, which is
I'm going to say every day.
14 times out of 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know where to go.
Sure.
I went into one recently in last week. They have it on the menu. So I know
this is a nice coffee place.
I feel if it's on the menu, gang, with all the patience and love and respect in the world, if it's on the menu on the boards behind you, that means I can ask for it, right?
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say yeah.
Right. So I asked for it, and she said, "I'm so sorry, we've got no ice." And
That's tough.
I feel like a fool,
right?
But I'm looking at the screen and thinking, but you can. Where's the ice?
You can.
Where's the ice, girl? Like, and also it's maybe 4 degrees outside. Maybe we go and go and find some.
Yeah.
Scrape some off the car
Maybe
windscreen.
That's your job. Maybe if you had gone in with sort of a cup full of road ice.
Road ice. Maybe that's the name of your first album.
What, Road Ice?
Road Ice.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I find that quite tricky. I don't want to be made. I don't want to look dumb.
Sure.
And she was very, very sweet. I was also very, very sweet to her. I said, no problem. And she went, do you want a hot coffee? And I said, no. And I think she was like,
I've lost him.
And I thought, no. This is, hey, I get it. Maybe the ice machine isn't working.
Yeah.
I just feel if it's up there, you got to fire up that ice machine.
Right. That is tough. If you've come in, because I'm going to guess that she probably wanted a nice coffee that morning.
Maybe. And then she thought, God, what am I going to do when someone asks for this?
Yeah, that is really tough. I know.
And just because it's cold, don't underestimate the need for coffee to be drinkable quickly.
Immediately. Well, that is it, isn't it? Like when I have a hot coffee, I'll sometimes pour cold water into it and like start drinking it. And people always are like, are you okay? And I'm like, baby, I bought this coffee because I need it.
Need it now. Yeah.
I didn't buy
critical
it
levels
because I have never bought a coffee because like I'd like to enjoy a coffee on my walk to work. I mean, I enjoy coffee on my walk to work, but girl, no, I'm just trying to down it.
I don't want to scold myself.
Exactly. Hands or tongue. But yeah, that is truly the one of the major benefits to an iced coffee is it's gone.
And I just feel I feel it's incredibly low stakes, my frustration with ice in the UK.
As in it's like a low stakes problem worldwide.
Yeah. Right. And I feel sometimes I feel embarrassed about getting so
this is plaguing you so much.
That it plagues me so much. But this is, I'm going to say, our podcast, 50% mine. And
if you were ever going to speak on it,
and you asked me how I was,
and I'm
going to tell you.
There you go. And that's my
so
mistake.
This was, and I really try and accommodate the different storefronts by not going to one. There's ones I know cannot provide me.
Right, you've made a virtual map in your own head.
Right.
Yeah.
And I see it, and they go, "Sorry, we don't have ice." And I go, "Girl, what are we going to do?"
Yeah.
Are you going to get ice, or am I going to leave? Clearly, I'm going to leave.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely going to be polite, and I'm absolutely not going to make
polite about it because I know it's not really your fault, and I know you don't get paid enough to like go and get me ice from the shop next door and bring it over here.
No,
you've been working very hard today. But I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember this.
Right. Yeah. I see how it is. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. I hope you kind of feel like slightly lighter.
I actually feel heavier.
Whoa.
I feel plagued.
Whoa. And what does that tell us?
That talk therapy doesn't work.
Keep your problems to yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Zip it up.
So I'm going to take us in a completely different direction.
Nice.
If that's cool with you.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. I feel it. The other day, I went to the cinema by myself for the first time, probably since I lived in Colorado. Shout out. I also lived in Colorado. I had a terrible... No. It was a tough time.
Yeah.
There was a personal and emotional reckoning at the time. But I used to go to the cinema by myself twice a week.
Right.
And I went the other day, and I love going to the cinema with my friends. I've got a couple of friends that we're in a groove of going to the cinema together right now, which is so fun. But I went on my own. I bought myself a little popcorn.
Nice.
I got a sparkling Vimto, which sparkling Vimto off the gun? Babe, that's luxury.
Wow, from the fountain.
That's luxury.
Nice.
What do you know about luxury? Because that's it. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's here for it. So I got a little Vimto off the gun. I arrived right on time. I sat down. I watched a couple of adverts. I watched the film. I left. I came home and I thought, whoa, I feel so connected with myself. I enjoyed that film.
Yeah.
I'm not, if I enjoyed the film and a person who went with me didn't, I don't need to hear about it.
Yeah, you don't need to hear about it. It was just your experience.
I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I think...
Was it scary?
It was a scary film.
Yeah, so
but
you go to lots of scary stuff.
But the thing about a scary film, and I know we went to a scary film together last year, and Chris is not a scary film boy.
No.
Really not into them. But it wasn't scary.
No, they aren't.
They're not. Once you're in there, it gives you you immediately kind of in the first half an hour are able to go, oh,
I'm surviving. Like they're not coming to get me.
no, they're not coming to get me. This is what the vibe is. It's scary in this way. Because if it's just a jump scare,
Yeah.
you can deal with that.
And you can like laugh with like the people you're with.
Exactly. I was so scared just then.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
There's the voice again.
There's the voice again. I was just so scared. It won't leave. But yeah, and so really, no scary film is that scary. The scary films that I have genuinely been like unnerved by are, is his name Jordan Peele? Jason Peele?
Jordan
Peele. I would say Get Out and Us were genuinely like scary as fuck.
Us, is that the one where they have like, you have like a weird twin in the cellar?
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
Okay. That
like
film was, nutso.
Yeah.
And I just felt bad for the human girl. Oh, sorry, spoiler. I felt bad. Like, I just feel too bad for the people that like suffer.
Right.
Like, I like left and I was like, oh my God, that poor like human is now trapped in like the netherworld. You know, because they switch.
Well, they switched ages ago. Yeah.
And they switched ages ago.
Yeah.
But then did they switch back? Yeah, I just
can't
feel
remember.
I
just watched it.
I like it like
Like plays on your mind.
It plays my mind like the people that suffer in those films.
Right.
Whereas like I'm sure other people go like in Saw, they go like, oh well, that was fake. And I'd be like, but that was awful what happened to that girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I find I do that in like sad films. Like the first time I ever watched the original One Day film, I don't think you were there on holiday with us.
I wasn't.
Oh my God. This is like family law.
This is family law. Okay. This is hall law.
A hall law.
This is the first moment. Instigment. Not the first instance of hall law on the podcast.
Yeah.
Go.
My family Chris had gotten to the age where he wasn't coming so much on family holidays.
No, I think I was on the ship. I think I was working away.
Oh, sure. I mean, you probably were still past the age of... But to be honest... Oh, okay, who cares?
Yeah.
Chris was working on the ship and we went on a family holiday to Dublin. And I don't know how old I was. Maybe like 13 or so. Like probably older. But we went to go and see One Day in the cinema and my family had all read the book. And no one fucking told me that she fucking dies at the end. In such like a fucking horrible way. They're like, we're finally together. And they like, it's fucking hell. And then like, it's Anne Hathaway, Princess of My Heart. Mate, it's so fucking peak. She like stands up on the bike and goes like, I'm going home to my love, and like starts cycling really hard and gets fucking hit by a fucking bus, KO'd by a bus, bitch.
Yeah.
In the biggest way. And I was like, what the fuck? And I start crying in the cinema. And then my parents, they go out on Temple Bar afterwards and I'm sat in this pub like sobbing.
Yeah.
And and I literally am going like, and my mum was going like, we're sorry we didn't tell you. And I'm going like, it's unforgivable. It's unforgivable that you wouldn't have told me that. And I think that was my first experience with a film of, we finally resolved it. Just kidding, she's dead.
Yeah.
And it fucked me up.
Which happens in so many films. Like it's actually not okay and somebody dies, but like, it's the I think it's the shock as well.
It's the shock factor because she's like cycling and it's brilliantly done. She like stands up on her fucking bike.
Oh,
bitch gets taken out. Oh my God. It was so sad.
Have you seen City of Angels?
Like a million years ago. Is that Meg Ryan and what's his name?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I mean, literally same thing happens. They like finally get together and he becomes human. He's an angel. And then he becomes human.
Is it in LA?
No, he's an angel.
Oh, he's literally an angel.
Yeah. Listen to what I'm saying.
He's an angel. He's an angel from above.
Yes.
God.
He's an angel from above, and then I think he becomes human.
Is it 90s?
And then it's Meg Ryan, star of the 90s.
Okay. I really loved You've Got Mail.
Oh, that film is so good. I tried to do a stand-up bit about it. I might still try and do it about how like it's so scary. Like the stakes in the 90s are like, oh my God, a big corporate bookshop is going to ruin our lives.
I know, but plot twist, all of them got bought out and now we're living in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But like, anyways.
that's amazing. Anyway,
yeah,
City
and
of
then basically
Angels.
City of Angels. I think he's an angel, she's human. He then, right at the end, somehow becomes human, I think, to be with her. And then that's it. And he is when he's an angel, he can't taste anything. And he's like never had a pear. He's like, oh, what's a pear? She's like, you never had a pear before, or whatever. And then he becomes human. She is cycling down the road, like in slow motion, and gets like hit by like, I'm gonna say, I think an 18-wheeler. Like it's like
a Mack truck.
What the fuck?
Right.
And then you just see this like slow motion pear like come out of her shopping bag because she bought him a pear because he can finally taste it. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's sad.
So then he's given up like his angelhood.
Right.
And now he's like, and then also he takes the first bite of a pear and goes like, oh.
That was that. But
like, at least give him a Mao-am strip or something. Do you know what I mean?
no, but you know what?
Give him like
I'm
a
going to
cold
say
can of
pear's
cola.
correct, but pear juice, delicious. Welch's grape,
Bitch, like,
white grape and pear juice.
I saw you when we were in Edinburgh for Chris doing the show. I saw you at that cafe going like, and I will get one of the organic pear juices, please. And I literally thought in my head at the time, like, who is this bitch? And the way that now you're like, no, like
pear juice.
I fucking love pear juice.
Yeah, when did I get when? Where?
At that place that's like near Summer Hall.
Oh, yeah, for breakfast. Oh,
yeah.
When we met Dan White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also Chris went like, can I get the organic pear juice, please? And I was like, this fucking loser. Hey, could I also get an organic pear juice? I saw you get one and I was like, bitch.
Yeah, let me try.
Yeah, that's so shit for a pear.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah. So that was episode 1 of the podcast, listeners. I think we've given you a real sense of what it's going to be. I think we're going to have like a weekly catch up. I think we're going to tell each other about our weeks, our highs, our lows. And
also
then,
known as a weekly catch up.
And then And then as you saw with our little tangent there through City of Angels, Pears, Edinburgh, and then back to the cinema trip, a lot of tangents. But as I say, I think we're gonna learn on the job. I think stay hydrated as a concept is going to evolve.
It definitely will.
It's going to be like, you know, when you had a hamster. Well, we never had a hamster. Oh, you did have a hamster.
I had a hamster. His name was Jasper.
But you know, when you had a hamster, those colourful cages where you could like add extensions and like tunnels onto it, and suddenly you had this huge thing.
That's
right now we have a singular hamster cage, and over time we're going to be adding bits and bobs to it.
100%.
Yeah, until it's
funny metaphor.
I know, but do you like it?
No, I really liked it.
Okay, cool.
By the end, we'll have like Hamster City.
Right, Oz for hamsters.
Oz for hamsters.
Whoa, I love Wicked.
I love Wicked also.
Farewell, and we'll thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Stay hydrated.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Just before bed is good for your head. What you gonna do? Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated.